Hello, hello. May peace and blessings be with you. I hope that you are doing well. Today, I am going to talk about and nerd out a little bit about the process of launching a coaching business. If you are a coach, you are in for a treat, my friend. And I really, really want you to engage in this conversation with me. I want to hear your perspective. I want to know where you are in this launch journey of your business, if you're still launching or if you have already launched, if you're already a coach and you're having a lot of success. Let me know about that too, how it's going. And if you have launched but have felt that maybe you are not getting to your next level, you're not able to scale at this point or something like that, and something's getting in the way, I want to hear about that as well. So this is going to be a very interactive conversation, and let's see how it goes. Process map for a coaching business. So initially, when you are figuring out who you want to coach, what your unique proposition is, what you offer, what you bring to the market, what you bring to the table, is when you are in the initial phases, when you're defining your niche and figuring out your branding and all of that. And branding, sometimes like people think is just like your colors and your font styles and your logo and all of that. But I really feel that how you show up, your energy, how you interact with people, I think that's part of your brand, and that speaks more to people than even the colors and all of that. Yes, sometimes we feel that a visual like grabs attention, but I think what holds their attention is really your how you make people feel. So be mindful of that. Okay, so step number 2 is setting up your business, figuring out what your core offers are going to be. Okay, so figuring out your brand voice, identifying your target audience, figuring out your unique selling proposition, and figuring out your brand identity, your brand voice, and all of that good stuff. Step 1. Lots of people get stuck on this for a while, including me. I think I was there at the very, very beginning as well. But I'm going to talk about that a little bit later, like how my journey is slightly different than what may happen in the coaching space. Okay, so step 2 is setting up your business, figuring out your core offers. What is it that you're going to put out into the world? How you're going to offer it? Are people going to come to a funnel, a website of some sort and purchase from there? Are you going to sell on social media? How is that going to happen? Are you going to sell in person? All of that, right? And I recommend not investing a whole lot of energy and time and all of that at the very beginning, building a beautiful website and all of that. There is definitely a place for a website having some sort of web presence, but that could just be literally like a basic one-page website where people get to know a little bit about who you are and why you're passionate about what you do and how you can help them. Then the third step is figuring out your marketing and your launch, right? Like your marketing content, your marketing strategy, and what you're going to launch, how you're going to launch, what your messaging is going to be. And this is important that you are consistent in your messaging. You are selecting something and sticking to that for the foreseeable future. I think what causes a lot of confusion is, especially when we're at the beginning of our journey, we are dabbling and we are literally throwing spaghetti at the wall. It is a good idea. I'm not going to stop you from throwing spaghetti at the wall. Please do it, because I think that is where the innovation happens. That is where beautiful, brilliant, creative ideas are born. How are you going to know unless you try, right? I am big, big, big on giving it a try rather than just, ideating the thing. Put it out there. That is the fastest way to get feedback and learn. So I don't know if many of you know this or not. I am an agile coach also. I got certified through PMI as an Agile Certified Practitioner. And what that fancy title means is that I'm really good with figuring out or understanding the end goal and working backwards from that, right? Understanding that vision and then working backwards from that. And every single time I have helped anyone implement anything, I've done large projects with big teams and small projects with individuals and everything in between. So anytime you are working with trying to make someone's vision a reality, when they are envisioning, they have some idea of what they want. They do not 100% know exactly what that is going to be. Even though I think there's certain goals that they have, those are very definitive. But beyond that, a lot of it is still yet to be defined, yet to be determined. So working backwards from that, when something is a moving target, I think is challenging, but at the same time, there's beauty in that, because you are able to do that experimentation. You are able to try different things and see what is working, and then tweak a little bit and adjust as you go, and eventually hit that target, hit that goal. Okay. So as part of your marketing and launch, also figuring out your offer. Sometimes people are doing some free things at the beginning. I did them. Lots of coaches do that. I think it's a fantastic idea because it does two things. It helps really share your messaging, your brand with people, and it also helps you get more confidence. I also trained with Brendan Burchard. I'm also a high performance coach, certified high performance coach through his organization. And one of the best things I learned there was really giving that a try, giving it a go, right? Once you are in the seat of coaching someone, there's no better thing to learn from than that, right? There's no experience. Nobody can tell you like how it's going to and all of that. Yes, you may have an idea, but you're not going to know until you are in that role, in that seat, coaching someone, really sitting down with them and, going through the process with them. So I'm actually not talking about the coaching process itself today, just the process of launching a coaching business, how that may go for you. Okay. Then the fourth step is client management, where we are really trying to make it straightforward, make the onboarding process super duper simple. Do not complicate it, because the easier it is for people to get into something, get their foot in the door, the better it is. So do not make it complicated. Do not think that you have to have 100 things figured out and make it comprehensive and stuff like that. Actually, when somebody works with you and you help them move the needle a little bit, right? That is life-changing for them. That is transformational for them. So start there. Rather than saying, I'm going to come up with the signature program that is going to be so amazing, that's going to solve all their life problems and everything. When people look at that, they don't believe you, right? Because there's no magic pill out there, right? So if you can help them with little steps, with little things that really moves the needle for them, that is what they will keep coming back to you for. So start there. Smaller chunks, smaller bites is so much better than trying to do it all and making it super complicated and fully automating and all of that. I'm totally going to talk about tech today too, because that is my jam, but I think that we need to have more conversations like this also. I know that I don't really get to talk about strategy a whole lot, so today I'm just gonna speak from my heart and just share what I am experiencing and what has worked for me. Okay, so the other part of client management is really regular check-ins, or figuring out like where they are in their journey, not just like delivering information, giving it to them, coaching them, and then walking away, right? Having some sort of a check-in process so that you are figuring out how they're doing and all of that. I think with coaching, accountability is a huge thing. I didn't emphasize that enough at the beginning of my journey, but I have gotten a lot of feedback on that, and I'm so grateful for it, because what really is life-changing for people is when you are checking in with them as a coach, right? When you have given them what the tools they need or what the coaching they need, now they're taking action and they're scared and they are not sure how it's going to go. Sometimes they're having a lot of success, but other times they're not having success, and they're sometimes so embarrassed to ask. So you checking in, you reaching out, you really caring, I think is what people need to really, have that transformation. So I would say building that into your process as much as possible. For my big Dream Believe launch program, I have Voxer access to people. People have Voxer access to me, and I have, of course, access to them as well. And I can check in through that, and they can message me anytime. And I love it when people leverage that, when they send me a message. I'm going to send a shout out to Courtney Copeland from our community here. So I don't know if many of you know about this also, that I used to be so scared of leaving people voice messages, believe it or not. So Courtney has helped me so super much with becoming comfortable with my own voice, becoming comfortable with sharing what I know with people. So I am super excited that I get to do that. And now I get to offer Voxer as a thing, as an add-on that people can add on to other services or have that built into my coaching program. Okay, so the last part is scaling and improving. If you're not thinking of that, you're missing the boat on this, friends. Whatever you launch, whatever you put out there, you absolutely want to learn from that experience, and you want to continue to do what's working well. You want to tweak what's not working well, and you want to drop what is totally like you tried it and you're just like, it was such a disaster. I would never do that again. Just drop that, right? Like if it takes lots of energy out of you and it's not bringing you as much benefit, you have my permission to just drop that. Okay, so expanding your services based on the feedback that you're getting, so super important. Listen to your people because they are on the receiving end of whatever you're offering. Listen to them. They give you feedback, incorporate that, implement that. Some of it. You don't have to take all of it because sometimes I feel that if you're a highly sensitive person like me, sometimes feedback is tough. Feedback is hard. But if you take away that your own, like we've tied like our own self-worth to that, whatever we're launching, whatever we're putting out there, and we say that I am really here to serve. I am really here to help. I'm really here to help transform this situation or this person or whatever that is, right? Whatever solution that you're offering. And you say that what would make it great for them? What would make it so transformational, so beneficial for them? And how can I do that? And just focus on that and take like yourself out of the mix from that. This was pretty hard for me. So I used to be in charge of supervising and implementing or launching different data analytics apps and things like that. And we literally would get in the room with people and we would figure out, what their vision is and, taking all the steps to make it a reality. And I would, the last like 20% of the stuff where we're making it perfect, where we're trying to really make sure that it is great and they're going to be happy and all of that. We would spend so much time on that. The first 80% would take a huge effort, but the last 20% would take even more effort because we were just so worried that if it was going to work or not. But what I learned through this agile implementation process is that when it's about 80-ish% ready, launch it, put it in the hands of the people who are going to use it, and then get feedback. And the tweaking that you need to do, that needs to be based on what is going to be helpful for them. So the faster you can get it out there, give it to them, learn from it, the faster you can make those tweaks. And you are then utilizing your energy, tweaking things that is going to be beneficial and helpful. And you're not adding fluff that is just going to be fluff. That is not going to, make or break the deal or whatever, right? So don't do that. Save yourself the headaches, save yourself those resources, that energy, that time that goes into making that, and really let yourself be vulnerable, listen to feedback and put it out there and improve based on what you are getting, the feedback that you're getting. And this is also when I want you to think about automating things. So the first time you do it, you don't necessarily need to try to think about all of the scenarios and all of the automations and things like that from the get-go. Do not do that. You're going to stress yourself out. You're going to get to step 3 and you're going to be like, okay, I'm out. Like, I don't want to even do this anymore. So don't do that. Follow the simplest path forward. Implement it 100%, not 100%, like 80%, right? Implement it. But when I say 100%, I mean implement the thing, right? Put it out there, get feedback, and then improve based on that and scale based on that and drop whatever's not working based on that. Okay, so how is my journey slightly different than what the process that I'm outlining? So this is like the happy path, right? Figuring out your niche, figuring out your brand voice, setting up your business, figuring out your offers, coming up with a marketing strategy, launching it, then that client fulfillment piece, client management piece, right? Making sure they're onboarded, they are having a great experience, you're checking in with them. You're also getting feedback, and then you go to the next step, which is where you improve and scale and all of that good stuff, right? So what I have done since I came from the agile space, and I was pretty okay with even if something didn't work. So I did not really tie my self-worth to some things initially, and I still was playing it safe. I would say that, like, I would not say that, I was totally vulnerable. I was not, but I was still playing it safe, somewhat safe. But what I would do is I was like, I'm just gonna put this idea out there, and I'm gonna just say that I'm gonna coach someone. I have X number of slots available for coaching or something like that. Or I am doing this Zoom workshop, or I'm doing this StreamYard workshop, whatever the thing is, right? I would just come out and I say, I'm doing that. So I am getting people excited about it. I don't have my niche figured out. I don't have my brand figured out. I didn't have my business set up. I didn't even have like a core offer or anything like that. I almost kind of started with step 4 and step 3 blended together. When I look back at that, I was like, are you crazy, Timmy? But it worked for me because I was just so excited about helping people. And I also had another revenue stream, right? So that is a difference for me. I already had a consulting gig that I was doing, right, on the like full time. And then I was building my business, my coaching business on the side. So whether money came in or not, did not matter to me. Whether people signed up or not, did not matter to me. Of course, I would love for people to be there, but I was so committed to it. I was like, I'm going to do this even if one person shows up. And I think there was one time, one workshop where there was only one person who showed up, and I was like, that's fine. I'm still doing this because I am so committed to this. So what that did for me was it helped me see the entire process of what it would take to launch something new, to come up with the idea, to build the content, to launch it, to deliver it, to get people results and get feedback from them, right? So I was just so excited and just wanted to learn that entire process, end-to-end process, that I didn't really care like what the outcome was going to be, or, how successful it was going to be or not. But with that, launching that little something helped me so super much, because then I got to find out the entire process, and I'm like, okay, can I replicate this over and over? Yes, I can. Can I find more people who are interested in this idea? Yes, I can. Can I tweak something and launch a different something with a similar foundation? Yes, I. So my mind was blown. Like, there was so much I could do with it that I was like, okay, I got this. And that is when I went back and I actually figured out that my niche is actually technology, because technology comes easy to me, and not just technology, simplifying technology. And eventually over time, what I have figured out is that it's not just, I initially, like, I wanted to save the world, right? Like, I wanted to help anyone and everyone. But now that I'm wiser, right, I'm changing myself for sure. But what I also have figured out is that what I am the most energized by is working with coaches, working with new coaches who are really into helping other people transform. And whatever that transformation is, that could be physical transformation, that could be emotional transformation, that could be spiritual transformation, whatever that transformation is, that does not matter, right? If you're into transformation space and you are at the beginning phases of your journey. The reason why I love that is because I am energized by being in that energy, being in the room with them, because there's so much uncertain, so much we're figuring out, because we're going through all of the steps together. And at the end of the day, you also feel transformed through this process. And I think that is what I'm in for. I think technology is just the means, is just a mechanism that gets us there. And I think that was which is why I've gone back, which is why this is a cyclical process, right? Like, you figure this out. When I say scale and improve, you basically rinse and repeat. You go back and then you redefine or refine your niche, your brand, and then you set up additional offers. Then you refine your marketing and your launch for the new offer, the new services, and then how are you going to fulfill that? How are you going to improve your client management, and how are you going to scale and improve from that even more, right? So this is not a one and done. It's like a cyclical process, but every action that you take, every single thing that you do, it becomes part of your learning journey, and you're bringing back that learning into the process, and you just keep going over and over, and everything gets better over time. So when I first started, I don't know if many of you know this, I wanted to help people build better relationships. And when I mean relationships, I was really focusing on marriage at the beginning. And then I figured out at one point that that was not something I was ready for. Like, it was an internal thing. I did it, but I also am a highly sensitive person, and the impact of that work, sometimes, like, I could not get out of bed if, a couple I was helping, if they were going through something, like, I wouldn't internalize what they were going through. And I was like, this cannot be my business. This could be my passion. This could be my hobby. But this at this time cannot be my business, because I don't have the way to process it on my own and be okay with it. So that was a learning. And then I also realized, I then went into high performance coaching. I was working with professionals and executives, helping them with high performance. Love that. I absolutely love that, because they're so energizing. But what I realized as part of that work, that I was not using technology a whole lot, and I was missing that so super much. And people would still come to me asking tech questions. So I was like, I want to be able to do that. Tech does come easily to me. I do get energized by talking about tech. So then I was like, is there a way that I could blend the two together? And that is when I realized that even though people come to me for tech questions, tech problems, tech things, but what truly energizes me is really seeing the transformation in people, who we become while we're working together. So because of that, I was like, all right, let's do this. And I came up with the roadmap for the Dream, Believe, Launch Mastermind. And I am so grateful to April Childers. She was the very first person who actually said yes to working with me one-on-one in a 12-week fashion. I think she has forever changed my life by saying yes to my crazy idea. So you need to just find one person out there who will believe in you. And, I think that changes things for us, that shifts, that moves things for us. So find your tribe, find your people, find that one person who will believe in you and go for it. Launch, put your work out there because your voice needs to be heard. People need to, there are people who are being helped, but if they have not been yet, it's because your voice is needed in that space, right? Sometimes like when I am literally like when I'm doing tech tutorials and things like that, sometimes I'm watching people who are so stellar at their tech videos and things like that. And I'm like, I'm never going to be able to do that. I'm never going to be able to match their level and all of that. But then I realized that there is a need for what I do also, right? Because I do not hide when tech things go wrong, when I'm having to troubleshoot or whatever. I don't hide any of that. I don't edit that part out. I actually keep that in my videos because so many times people are reaching out when something is not working. They're not reaching out when things are working. They're reaching out when things are not working. So I want to be able to empower and enable people that they are able to self-serve. They're able to feel that I did it. Like, yesterday I didn't know how to do something and today I did it. I not only do I know how to do it, I did it. And every single time I get to hear that, it just makes me so happy. After my masterminds are done, my husband, like there's one that I run at 8 p.m. So we get done around like 9, sometimes 9:15. And my husband comes upstairs after that mastermind is done. And he's just like, nah, you are like so wide awake at 9 p.m. I'm like, because I get so excited about this. I get so energized by this work. So I am just so grateful that I get to do this and I get to live my dream by the grace of, and the more we do, the more authentic we can be with ourselves, aligned with who we are and our offers, our programs, our whatever we're putting out into the world based on that alignment, the more success we're going to have. We're going to attract the right people to us and we're going to be changing lives together. Okay. So Nadia is asking, what do you need to have ready if you want to launch today as a coach? Okay. So here's what I would do. I would make sure I have some sort of a way. I'm guessing I'm going to just talk through maybe like, let's say performance coaching of some sort where you're going to do it over Zoom. I'm going to just talk through that scenario because I think that's very common. It could be any sort of coaching, right? You can coach someone to cook better. You can coach someone to, journal better. You can coach someone to do basically anything and everything, right? Whatever that they're going through. And one of the best ways you can do that is through Zoom, where you are not tied down to just one location. But if you like doing it in person, that's fine as well. You can do it in person also. But I'm just going to talk through the Zoom scenario. So let's make sure you have either a Zoom account or some way of connecting with them online in a live, real-time live manner. So Zoom is my preference, but some people also use Google Meet because it's free. So either one, do that. And then you have to have some way of taking payment from them. And you also have to have some way of booking a call. So if you have those 3 things in place, that's it. You literally can have a business where you're able to get them the link to book a call with you, accept payment, and start delivering your coaching sessions on Zoom. I literally did that at the beginning. That's literally what I did. I didn't have a website. I didn't even have a funnel, like nothing. I mean, eventually I want you, if you want to rinse and repeat, you want to have a funnel. You want to have a place where everything is automated because you're not going to be able to scale. You're not going to be able to help a lot of people all at the same time if you don't have that mechanism. But when you're first starting out, just to see if that idea is even for me or not. So one of the things that has happened with my Dream, Believe, Launch Mastermind, multiple people have gone through this mastermind and have felt that after the end of it, they say, okay, this was absolutely my thing. And I'm so glad I did it. And now I have this thing implemented and I can dive deeper and I can offer more services and things like that. And then other times, what also has happened is that people have done it and they've realized that it is not the thing. They don't want to do that for a living. And that is so invaluable. You're otherwise going to be thinking and dreaming and wondering how this may be. You're living in an alternate reality, right? But once you have done it, once you have gone through it, now you know. And you know, yes, it is for me, or no, it's absolutely not for me. So I want people to have it figured out sooner than later. So, you move forward and get to the next level. Cindy Richardson said, is that class still offered? Yes. So Cindy, I have my Dream, Believe, Launch Mastermind. It's open. The doors are open, I feel like all the time. If you go to dreambelievelaunch.com, you will be able to sign up for that. So I run multiple masterminds. They run concurrently because I'm so energized by them. I have a morning, an afternoon, and evening one. So the next one that we're starting is going to be in May. And the beautiful thing about this mastermind is that no more than 5 people at a time in the mastermind. I am very clear and very adamant about that, even though I'm going to be running other programs where I have lots of people in the room. But this DBL is what we call it, Dream, Believe, Launch. This is so near and dear to my heart that I want to make sure that when you're in there, you're not feeling lost. You're like, I signed up for one more coaching program, and now I'm just like, one person in this sea of, lots of other fish. I don't want you to feel lost. I am there to make sure that you get personal attention, and whatever we're covering, you're able to then implement it and launch your business by doing that. Okay. DreamBelieveLaunch.com. I will share the link. And I'm just like, I don't even know how we came up with the name of this. At one point we did. And Cindy, I got your message. I'll send it to you on one-on-one chat as well, but I'm dropping it here as well. Do you also do an hourly service for hire for various tech services? Absolutely. So I am so grateful for these questions, because I get so excited about, whatever I'm talking about, and don't talk as much about how I can help in the mix, right? So my DBL is definitely one of the ways I can help, but let me just show you. We have this exciting, cool stuff going on. Lots of awesome stuff going on. All right. So if you go to simplifyonething.com, which is my website, simplify. I feel like, we just want to, I am very attracted to complexity, but at the same time, when I am there, what I want to do is really figure it out and simplify it. So that's why I'm very drawn to it. Okay. So when you're here under services, you can see all the different things that we do. I have my masterminds that I run. I also offer software, which is one of the best platforms on the market right now. It's called OneTech. It's designed for coaches, and you can run your entire business from this one software. And yeah, you need Canva still. Please get Canva. If you don't have Canva, please sign up for that. You need Canva. And then other than that, you pretty much can do everything else on here. I take that back. Also Zoom. You need Zoom. I mean, some people also connect Meet with it, Google Meet with it, but I really prefer, especially if you're in the coaching space, I think you want to have a really amazing experience where the process is very intuitive when they join the meetings and things like that. So that's why I keep suggesting Zoom there. We also do virtual assistant services where I can hire and train a VA on your behalf. And then that person has a direct contract with you after that. And they just do all of the tech, all of the graphics, video editing, the whole shebang for you. Training and templates, we have some on-demand trainings. We have some templates that we offer. I also have a low-cost membership, Lead Automation Hub, where I once a month do some trainings. And the latest thing that we're doing is this bite-sized learning to master Go High Level. So my platform, OneTech, is powered by Go High Level. So if either you're on OneTech or you are on Go High Level, this is the best training out there. The beautiful thing about this is it's 30 topics that I'm covering in 30 days by only spending 30 minutes a day on a topic. So you are getting so much valuable information as part of this program. People are loving it. And the other thing I did with this one is I'm offering it for only $30, one time $30, and you get lifetime access to the replays. So if you have not yet signed up, please sign up for this, because this is such a fantastic program. Because later on, if you decide, let's say 3 months from today, you say, okay, now I am ready and I want to use the platform, but then I want to learn all of the things. If you have this, you will be able to go back and watch the replays and be able to do a lot of it on your own as well. So sign up for this if you haven't yet. I cannot emphasize this enough. I don't know if I'll offer it ever again at $30, but I was in the month of Ramadan, I was just like, I'm inspired. We're fasting for 30 days. So let's just offer it and see what happens. So that's why that's how that happened. Okay. Let's see. Tina said, can't wait for my VA. Yes. Tina, sorry, I'm getting the names mixed up over here. So Tina, yes, your VA is going to be ready very soon. Cindy said paid Canva. Cindy, you can do just a free Canva initially to begin with. If you love it and you want the pro features of Canva, then you can upgrade. I think very quickly you're going to learn that you get so much mileage out of it that you are going to want to upgrade to the paid version, but you can absolutely start with the free one. Nadia said, my body and mind find simplicity a safe space, and once there, I can do complex things. I appreciate your simplistic approach. Tina's excited about her VA. Cindy's saying, please message me with the link on Go High Level $30 or 30. Okay, we'll do that. Tina said 30 and 30 has been awesome. Definitely recommend it. I am so glad. Thank you so much. And Cindy Minto is saying, I'm learning so much. I'm missing some of the lives because of my husband's doctor's appointments, and I missed out so much. Yeah, Cindy, whenever you're ready, friend, come back and you have the replays available. I am getting really good about uploading them right away, so you have access to the replays. And I hope that you've all found today's session helpful. I absolutely loved it. I loved having you here, and I appreciated all of the questions and all of your comments. May peace and blessings be with you. Have a super fantastic, super productive week ahead. Until then, have a fantastic week. Bye.